Welcome back, everyone, to another Company Heroes 2 replaycast. This time it is going to be a 4v4 sent in by the Plusor Disciple, the great Plusor. Yeah, he is actually polite people. If you remember him, he sent quite a few replays, and I'm sorry because he sent in like 3 that I had to ignore in the last few weeks. But hey, this one's pretty interesting, so we're gonna see it. We have yeah, his buddies are Max 78,000, who's playing as the OKW, and then we have another Wehrmacht Blitz and Tremozzle as the OKW, so it's 2-2. On the Allied side, we have Serginho as the Soviets, Sir Lancelot as the Soviets, Nakchoris playing as the Brits, and Joseph B064 also being the Brits. So you have 2-2 versus 2-2, except the 2-2 on one side is 2 British and 2 Soviets, so Brits, everyone likes these people. Yeah, it's gonna be
infantry section of Tommy's has been trained.
Okay, the volume is way too loud. See, I've been having problems with volume in the last few casts, I know, because I kind of lost the settings that were, I guess, okay. Anyway, we have the first little battle. Looks like the Brits are going to get overrun over here by just a bunch of Germans. Here they come. Pioneers, MGs, you know. Yeah, okay. Good idea. Just run away and wait for the Maxim to come in. Although the Maxim is going to be alone against a lot of Pioneers with, you know, very, very angry attitudes towards machine guns, most likely. Oh, well, this Pioneer squad's not going to have a good time. Get stopped by some infantry sections. In the meantime, it looks like in the south we have a Vickers from Joseph trying to move in, but the Pulsar here does have his MG42, so MG42 and Sniper actually opening. That's an interesting choice, but it looks like it's going to have some problems due to the Universal Carrier. This thing could be dangerous to the Sniper. Sniper, though, of course, going to be very useful against the Vickers. Which, I mean, it doesn't seem like it is needed because here comes the flank, and that's well done. So Sturm Pioneers and Volksgrenadiers getting around the MG and taking it out. Now, though, the Universal Carrier is in trouble. It needs to run away very, very fast, and this allows the Germans to steal the Vickers with this Volksgrenadier squad. No, you're gonna salvage it. Why exactly? You got 5 fuel. You could have had 200 and like 40 manpower of machine gun, 260 manpower of machine gun. My goodness, man. Anyway, looks like we have some problems for the Germans in the center, and yeah, most of their guys seem to have, you know, moved on to other places. Looks like the Sternpios and the folks from Tremozzle have not been having a good day. Volksgrenadiers being completed, so he's trying to go for the infantry spam, and that is probably a good idea considering that right now the north is being taken over by Serginho's Soviet troops. So he's got the Maxims, and he's got just a couple of engineers and conscripts. Moving on for the capping power. So the Allies doing very, very well in the center and the north, but being thrown back at the island in the south. So that's pretty good for the 2 German players in the south. It remains to be seen, though, if they can really take their successes and move them forward. Nice Raketenwerfer, and yeah, there goes the Universal Carrier, also nicely planting down mines. So Max 78,000 really preparing for, you know, any Allied counterattacks down the south, and that's probably pretty good. The Pulsar Disciple is trying to move up with his forces to the center, which, I mean, he's gonna definitely trade up with the Sniper. Ooh, mortars. Looks like the mortar team is gonna force away that one infantry section. Slowly but surely, the Germans clearing out the, you know, Allied squads that are... Okay, slowly clearing out the Allied squads that are trying to hold out with the Sniper and the machine gun, but yeah, reinforcements are coming in, so they're gonna have to, you know, get the hell out of there. Mortars just smashing these sandbags up, but there's just not enough German boots on the ground to really push in and take it, and also the machine gun's still there. Big push from the OKW guy, Tremazl, trying to move in, and he's going to be successful at defeating one of these Maxims, actually wiping it out. So Serginho starting to have his, you know, supremacy of the north really challenged, and yeah, he's gonna have to escape out of there with this machine gun as well. Maxim down here trying to do its best to kind of put down these Folks Grenadiers, but it's not gonna be that great. And yeah, big double Maxim just doing its job. Oh, nice flank. Nice flank to the Sturm Pioneers, but there's some Flammenwerfers, or rather, flamethrowers, because it's not a German, ready to repel them, so that's pretty good. Soviets working together in the center and the north. However, yeah, it seems like the south is still being rolled upon. Blitz has decided to move 2 of his Grenadiers to the south, which was a smart move because he was able to flank around the machine gun that was covering the center from the, you know, western approach. So now he's able to use these MG42s to come in. Double rifle grenades. It looks like, you know, just 1 rifle grenade doing a lot of damage, but the British reinforcements are gonna make him want to get out. So yeah, the overall situation, again, seems to be kind of even-ish, but the Germans being a lot more proactive in the center and the north. So yeah, they're coming back and they're being very, very aggressive, which is good, which is exactly what they need to be doing. So if we take a look at the overall situation, we can see that from the north to the south, we have Tremazl in the north facing off against Serginho, sorry, and he has a supply half-track about to turn into a Schwerpanzer, I'm guessing, 100 fuel, so he's trying to go into the late game, and he's got fortifications, so he will be slowly scaling up. Serginho, in contrast, already has the Guards Rifleman and the Tier 3, which he might use to get out a T-70 once he has enough fuel, about 1 minute, who knows, but yeah, Serginho already essentially starting to reach some better teching grounds, but Tremazl is going to have to wait a little bit more. Serginho has a advantage if he can take that. Then in the center we have Sir Lancelot, who is still kind of waiting for his Tier 3, not going for that. Lots of support weapons, shock troops, of course, shock rifle frontline tactics picked, and Joseph with the platoon command post and no upgrades. Just a sniper and a couple of machine guns. He seems to be very much, you know, suffering from the fighting right now. Nocturus, pretty much also, but he does not have a sniper. He's got a little bit more extra infantry. He has also decided to pick the advanced emplacements, so probably, yep, he goes for the Bofors. Probably going to see a Bofors around here or here, trying to help in holding off against the German pushes in the center. So the Allies really weakened in the center, but with 3 players, they're going to have tools at their disposal. Now, the Axis on the same side, we have Blitz with the Leichte Mechanized Company just having been built. Only 26 fuel, though, for him, so he's really behind when it comes to the teching. Battle Phase 2, however, is there in the works. Max 7,800 is mostly focused on defending the south, which again, 3 players against 2.5 in the center might mean bad things for the Germans, but he is at least moving his Volksgrenadiers, and probably he's going to move the Sturmpios once they're done, you know, building whatever they are trying to build in the south. He's going to move them to the center as well. And then we have the Pulsar Disciple, who has just completed, again, the Leichte Mechanized Company. Although he does not have Battle Phase 2, so 116 fuel. He can do a lot with that, but a lot of infantry, so that is very useful in the now. Sniper, machine guns, infantry. So the Germans, while they have less players in the center, they are... They're essentially, they have a more balanced force, so they have more tools at their disposal, which is going to be very useful in the upcoming engagements. Oh boy. AT gun should probably try to get out of the line of fire of those German guys. Looks like we have a bit of a push attempt by the German infantry, and it's gonna meet a lot of Soviet and British resistance, so it's gonna be difficult for them to push up, but we do have a flank attempt trying to get behind these machine guns. Unfortunately, it is gonna get shut down by some shock troops. Shock troops kind of give me a challenge. Well, shock troops definitely will. Oh boy. That is like the pillow fight of the century. Finally. Looks like the SimCity is starting to go up.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Oh god, that is a lot of SimCity. So, as I was about to say, they're starting to, you know, revert to mortaring each other now that they can't really... Like, the Brits can't... Well, not just the Brits, the Allies. They can't push up on the German territories, or at least they don't think they can. Yeah, the Axis definitely cannot push up on, you know, the big mass of allies up this hill, but they're like, we should mortar each other. Except, keep lobbing mortars, Ivano. We've got your fuel. Well, Ivano is about to be helped by, you know, Tommy over here. And Tommy has a lot more mortars coming in. Oh god, this could be bad. This could be bad for the Germans, but... as Blitz so well pointed out, he has the fuel, so they've got both now. They've got both the center and the south. So kind of like the ball is in the Allies' court, and it's 2-0 for, you know, the Germans. So it's up to the Allies really to push up and have the initiative. And ooh, Sniper's starting to get a lot of kills, and with Veteran C1 he can use those shocking rounds, as you just saw. So now, as you can see, the Allies are trying to push in, but it's a little difficult for them. Germans, well, we have Tremazel focusing a little bit more on the north, and Serginho has a half-track out in the field, which is going to be very useful at suppressing enemies and not that much of doing anything else, but still better than nothing. Perhaps the T-70 might have been a better decision. Nice usage of the incendiary grenades to get these mortars out. However, it doesn't look like the Germans can really push in and take this territory. There's just way too many Maxims, way too much in terms of defensive structures over here. Nakshorus actually has the forward assembly set up, and he is, of course, the advanced emplacement, so he can upgrade the repair automatrons and the medical station, so the healing automatrons as well. So that could be very useful at keeping this sort of British SimCity that's growing and growing alive and well. Yeah, Bofors and 3-inch mortar emplacements already upgraded with the advanced armor. So that is pretty damn nasty. However, here comes the P4. Is there enough AT here? Well, there's 1 or 2 Soviet guns, but other than those, we are severely lacking in AT. That is from Blitz, by the way. Really now. Well, nice job from these shock troops. So Sir Lancelot knows that there's some shock troops not some shock troops. It's a support gun, kind of threatening the security of the SimCity by bombarding it, and does a very nice flank, captures the support gun, and somehow actually manages to get out, which is very, very surprising. Kind of negligent by the Germans to not really come in and try to recapture the support gun. Yeah, now the sniper is in big trouble in the center. You might be saying, why? There's still, you know, no effective counter sniper. You know, speaking of counter snipers, yeah, it looks like the sniper is dead. Maybe the counter snipe came from the Germans. You know, there doesn't seem to be much to confront it. Well, it's the mortars. Every time this guy reveals himself firing anywhere in the range of these guys, it's just not going to be fun for him, because he's going to bring the wrath of the Brits down upon him. Looks like artillery doctrine has been picked by Joseph. So, yeah, lots of meta coming in from the Allies, I guess you could say. So we have shock rifle front line. We have... Oh, no, that's actually Soviet combined arms. I thought it was... I thought it was the other one. And by the other one, I mean the one with the T-34-85s. I forgot the name. P4 is in big shit, getting actually buttoned by the guards, but the anti-tank gun can only do so much. It's only one, and here comes the Panzer IV from the rear, so 2 Panzer IVs can just run rings around the anti-tank gun. And yeah, there goes the AT. Now they can just easily deal with the guards, and they should honestly stay here and deal with the anti-tank gun, because just leaving the anti-tank gun like piece there would be just a gift to the Allies, so please either steal it or salvage it or destroy it. Lots of mines coming down. So it looks like the Allies are starting to shift their troops back up to the center north. T-34-76 on the field from Sir Lancelot. So I guess he's looking to tier 4. Tier 4 also for Serginho is up. AT gun was salvaged. Good. And, ooh, nice grenade. Now it's, yeah, the Germans have a triple cap, so that's very, very nice. 400 VPs left for the Allies, and they're still trying to recapture the center field, which got captured at one point by the Allies, but yeah, the amount of free-inch mortar emplacement fire is just very, very difficult to deal with. Oh, this is expensive to lose. Shock troops having the day of their life over here. Really killing a lot of these expensive storm piles. What is this? That's a Panther. Not really quite sure that the Panther was the best idea. I feel like they need some Stukas and Panzerwerfers at this point, or they need a Sturmtiger. That's a great idea, but it's still quite far away when it comes to CPs. The Pulsar Disciple probably needs to go a doctrine with the LEFH artillery, so in his case it's going to be the joint operations, because it would just be so useful at dealing with these emplacements. You know, just get out 2 or 3 of those artillery guns, and you show them how it's done. You know, because you outrange them, you can just easily do that. 17-pounder on the field means that you know, any armor push doesn't really stand much of a chance, especially with the supporting Soviet guns. And, you know, the infantry. And any infantry push clearly, you know, can't break this in any normal circumstances because of Maxims and the amount of mortars. And the support gun as well. But what could do it is just overwhelming artillery fire, which is what I think that the Germans really need to be moving into, which is problematic because that's what usually the Allies do best. Now, the Germans still have the advantage when it comes to field troops, map presence, you know, what they can do, and the amount of territory that they can actually feasibly control, because the zone of Allied domination at this point is kind of limited to like this, you know, this square, and then they can send out forces to the north every once in a while, into the south every once in a while, although they haven't been doing that. But the zone of effective German control is much bigger. So what that kind of means is that the Germans will have generally more VPs and more resources, generally speaking. But, you know, the Allies can try to disrupt German resources, and they can try to slow down their VP tick and bleed. So essentially, that's what it's going to be all about for a while. The Allies are going to try to kind of slow down German progress, and the Germans are just going to try to box in the Allies. Now, to actually break the Allies, though, they're going to need to break the place where they're boxing in, which is the massive Sim City. So we'll see. As you can see up here in the north, we have the German mobile force going up against the Allied mobile force, and it's just an absolute massacre. The Germans are just doing, you know, really, really well up here. Yeah, Guard Squad can't deal with all the German infantry. It goes down to the Panzer IV's fire. Panzerfaust on the T-34, and, you know, Panzer IV 75mm firing in, and that's going to be the end of the T-34 76, I'm guessing. Yep, it is dead. Serginho tries to help, but his guys got Raketenwerfer. Sorry, not Raketenwerfer. Although, I mean, technically, it makes sense to call it a Raketenwerfer because it does shoot rockets, but it is a Panzerwerfer. Where the hell is it? We do have a Stuka from Max. Panzerwerfer is here. It is actually the Pulsar's Panzerwerfer. He's got 2 of them. That is a... Wait, no. No, okay, it's this one. Okay, 6 kills. So that's very, very good, although, again, I feel like those artillery... you know, those fixed artillery guns might be a lot more useful. Sniper up to 31 kills. Oh god, the Enfield's piercing his lungs. Not very good. He's gonna have to run away. Katyusha on the field. Looks like it was to slow down these guys, and it was pretty effective at that. But yeah, now Katyusha's on the field, so it's gonna be a massive artillery war, in which the Germans are not as ill-prepared as they normally are. Oh boy, though. It's still problematic for them to deal with these mortars. So look at what the Germans are doing right now. They're kind of using a two-pronged strategy to try to take care of this big, you know, allied SimCity. They know that the SimCity can defend itself very well from the front. So they're trying to work around it, and that's very, very good, in my opinion. Here comes, by the way, some kind of artillery strike. That is because he is elite armored. So he's got the Panzer Commander. Here comes the artillery strike. It does actually hit. Wow. It's kind of like a small version of a time on target. It worked pretty well. But it did not destroy the Ziskan, so yeah, that's very sad. Also, 17-pounder turns around. Panther's in big shit, and the T-34 76 is trying to move in, but he's also going to be in big shit because he's going to hit mines. Yup, does hit the mine. And now, well, the Raketenwerfers down here can just move around and destroy this thing. Panther very riskily decides to move in and get some rear shots on the T-34. Exposes himself to AT guns in the rear. And also, the T-34 does actually penetrate and kills the Panther. So, in the end, I guess it worked out for the Allies. Up in the north, we have Panzer IV trying to move in. Yeah, some kind of German push, resulting in the death of the Panzer IV because of the 17-pounder.
Emplacement is being attacked.
Oh, I hear big artillery. That is probably the British. Yes, that is from the British from the base. That is the concentration barrage. Just kind of coming down in here, I guess. 17-pounder taking a lot of damage from a stolen 6-pounder. And should probably brace up. Should probably brace up, like, right now. Fuck Russia. What? What? Okay, Blitz, what are you up about? You've got a Panther, you've got a P4. Why fuck Russia? It seems like your problems are coming in from Britain. And here comes, yeah, that is exactly what I was thinking. Actually, this is not good. This is very not good for the SimCity. Here comes rockets from the Stukas, destroying one of those mortar emplacements. We've also got Ziering artillery coming down from Tromosl, and he's smartly moving in his Sturmpioneers in a frontal charge that's suicidal, but it's gonna help light up this whole area for Ziering artillery a lot longer. There goes the anti-tank gun. There goes the 17-pounder. There goes all of the infantry, and now here comes yet more shells from the Ziering artillery. That's probably going to be dangerous for the T-34 and this 3-inch mortar emplacement. Although they're just all missing. But well, Allied infantry decides to move into the area, which is a very bad move. The German tanks are just going to be, you know, at the last second turned back, but that was devastating. That pretty much broke the back of the SimCity. What was once very mighty is now a lot less effective, and it looks like the British know this, and they're switching to more mobile forces with the Comet. Nocturus, though, is the one that was more invested in the SimCity, and oh god, he's just left with one 3-inch mortar emplacement. Yeah, not that great. So they've just completely deleted one player from existence. That's what they've just done. Very well executed push by the Germans. losing minimally, and not really gaining in terrain, but really gaining when it comes to the destruction of that enemy defense. Oh, this could be bad. Lots of Panzerfaust coming in on that Comet. However, I feel like the Allies could defend the Comet with these anti-tank guns. Comet's still taking a lot of damage, and it's probably going to die because of the 2 Panthers. Here comes some kind of artillery. That's probably the... oh no, it is Precision Barrage. Comet's still alive, dies finally to the Panther. AT guns trying to get damage off on this Panther, and I feel like this Panther is going to die. Because T-34-76 is going to be incompetent. Okay. So once again, the Germans coming in and doing more damage to the Allies than the Allies are doing to the Germans. Despite that, the Allies are moving up when it comes to the territory that they control and the map control and all of that. So it's looking, quote-unquote, well for them.
IS-2 heavy tanks are now available to crush the enemy.
And I just don't see how the Allies are going to come back from this because they... Oh, hello. He's a Sturm Tiger. Anyway, I just don't see how the Allies are going to, like, hold off against the swarms of Panthers without a SimCity. And without, like, good armor. Because they've spent most of their fuel on T-34-76s. And they are lacking infantry as well, but that's a secondary thing. So I feel like their over reliance on the SimCity. I mean, it's pretty common to see in like these big team games. He's like, I'm gonna make a big SimCity. They die, but as it turns out, it doesn't work that way.
Assignment.
Okay, so they're coming back and they're retaking some of their points, but it's still not enough. Like, here comes Katyusha, but Katyusha hasn't really been dealing that many casualties because he just keeps firing at maximum range. And that means that he's very ineffective. Very, very inaccurate. And Sir Lancelot one day might even get an IS-2, but if he waits, you know, a lot longer, it might be pretty bad. Apostle Disciple actually goes for the Elephant. Interesting. Well, he has the resources for the Elephant. Yeah, like, the British are trying to rebuild, more pivoting towards the north. But at this point, they're outranged by the howitzers. That's from Fortifications Doctrine. Although, ooh, looks like that got spotted, and it's getting concentration barraged by the Brits, and also bombing run by the Soviets. Well done. So if a howitzer outranges you, just send an airplane against it, and it's going to be okay. But still, now like the concentration barrage falls on empty ground. Oh wow, the half-track not being very useful now for Tremazel. Looks like he's had this problem before, and I might have just missed it. There's a Panzer that's dead here. I wonder exactly what happened there. But it looks like that was not the first airstrike that really put a dent into the Allies. Boom! Lovely. AT guns going down. .42 kill sniper. 43 kill sniper. Miss! He missed.
Continue. Radio crews are on standby to decipher communications from enemy armor.
Sturm Tiger still not being the most useful. Ooh, Panzer IV actually gets decrewed. Very close to the Allied lines. So probably just repair it and, you know, get it back. Yes. Very good. Now send the extra engineer. Good. They might have a chance to... Oh no! The cute Panzer IV is not going to make it back, because there's our Kenwerfer. Although, it's too late for the Maxim. This is a very derpy encounter. What? No! You could have just set up and fired at this thing. That was bad. Anyway, that's going to allow the Allies to take a Panzer IV at least. So they do have a chance. They do have a chance, although, ooh, Panzerwerfers. That was more impressive visually than, you know, effective. The Allies do have a chance if they can really nurture and build up this Firefly force that Nocturus is, you know, trying to get. And then if, oh, but the Elephant is on the field. And then if they can, you know, get a lot of T-34, for example, T-34 76s from Serginho and the IS-2 from Sir Lancelot, which is about to come in on the field, although he is at 98 pop cap. So, yeah, that's not going to be there anytime soon because he's just got too many troops. I mean, they have a chance, but we'll see. Big Panzer force coming in from the north, but it's unsupported by the infantry, and so 2 Panthers, really easy to deal with without infantry support. Yep, here comes just anti-tank on fire, and I think that this first Panther might just die, although they're switching fire to the... They're switching fire, like, in between. They're not focusing their fire on one tank, although they do that now because the others are fast enough to escape, and this one isn't, so they're kind of forced to do so. No, move through the smoke, there's only one Panther. Oh, it looks like the Allies are not on the same page. So one of them moves back, and then the Firefly moves in, but then the anti-tank gun moves back in, while the Firefly is trying to move out. And now the T-34-76 tries to move back in, although the Germans are in such a bad shape here that they can't exactly do much. Not enough munitions for the Tulips, and yeah, it looks like the anti-tank gun really gets killed by the Volksgrenadiers. Zeroing artillery. Not really being the most effective here. But the T-34 will go down, as it is in a pretty bad situation. Although the Fireflies are coming back, trying to, you know, push back this Panther. The Elephant is up here. The Elephant can probably just move up and try to deal with these Fireflies. That's going to be its main objective, I feel like. Because, you know, that's what it does best. Kills enemy TDs. There goes the sniper. Gets sniped by Obersoldaten. The British sniper. Although it may have been the 44 kill regular sniper that killed it.
Under attack.
Blitz still has a lot of resources and he's rebuilding his Panther that he lost. Germans pushing up in the south. That actually kind of activates the Allies on the south. They're like, the south exists, but it's too late. Like, this is just very well, maybe not very well defended, but it's well defended enough. And I think that this guy's gonna hit a mine. No, that mine has already been exploded and it wasn't replaced. And here comes IS-2. IS-2 heavy tank, very strong. It kill German. So this is pretty good for him. Did he lose the Katyusha? I can't seem to switch to his view, but he did lose the Katyusha. How exactly is that possible? Guessing either counter battery or, oh, well, he's pretty close to the action there. So yeah, probably just counter batteried by something. So now he can get the S2, and he's gonna make a big push on the south. So finally they remember that this exists. But this is very, very much like DIY push, I guess. Like, kind of unprepared, just moving in every tank, you know, one by one. Panzer IV, you know, taking a lot of fire, but he has managed to somehow destroy the Kenwerfers. He has hit all of the mines, so most of his tanks are, you know, very much slowed down. The Sturmtiger is trying desperately to reload to find a way to fire on these guys, but it's too late because 25 points left for the Allies. They can't recap the center. They can try to recap the north, but these Obersoldaten are pretty damn dangerous because they've got both the MG34 and the DP28. And in the south, the problem of all of this is that they can't really cap the VP. They do manage to abandon the Sturm Tiger predictably, but it's just way too late. So yeah, allies are gonna lose because of VPs. Well, yeah, I guess, you know, SimCities, they happen. So yeah, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.